Okay. They're trying to destroy everything, This is what the Cultural Revolution, this is what Marxist ideology has done to China. They're coming after everything cheerful. But you can see that these images are celebrations of nature. They've got leaves, they got bamboo, they got all the things, but they're trying to copy it, but they're leaving out shit. Just like the simplified Mandarin is leaving out shit because the controllers want to be able to speak Chinese and understand Chinese, so they got to simplify it. So you just gut it. But look, they're eating. It's a simple life. It's a celebration of that kind of relaxation. Here's a scholar's cap. Now, I don't know if this is old or how old this thing is, but I just picked it up because, I'm not going to tell you about why, but I'm just doing it because it's got to be rescued. And my ancestors, this is 22 inches, and I got more, but I'm proving what real Chinese decor looks like. Okay, it doesn't look like the weird stuff that you're seeing out of China now, because, touching China again, there are no good teachers there. They're also not teaching about the Cultural Revolution, and the people don't know anything about it. After such a short time, I'm reading here, the Cultural Revolution, an unprecedented catastrophe for our nation, already has become something completely unknown to our children. Recalling my own experience as a Red Guard in those years, I can't say what today's Chinese youth at some time in the future will not be crazily pouring into the streets again, incited by a revolutionary slogan. No one tells them what the Cultural Revolution was really like, and no one has ever done any earnest and profound study on how that national disaster was launched and what the deep social reasons were. This is very dangerous. This is written in 1992. And asterisk, a few months after the above letter was published, it was happening. China's youth again took to the streets, but this time they were shouting, "Democracy is a slogan." See, it's all slogans. The whole point of Chinese philosophy is you don't do slogans. But, they did almost like, remember how the Beatles were having all those girls screaming and crying? Well, they did the same thing and got the Chinese to do it. And the thing is, the Chinese are very simple, or at least, they want the hive mind. Forget about the word communist. What is a commune but a hive? But those bees don't do the thinking. It's the queen bee that does the thinking for them. That's why they want this hive. But listen to this. Who remembers the Cultural Revolution, a Holocaust that makes the one in Europe seems like child's play? Deaths in China from revolution-related causes, wanton killings, and famine may have totaled 30 million people. That's nearly double the battlefield losses of all countries in World War II, plus the slaughter of Jews in Germany, including the massive Soviet purges and Stalin's terror. China's youth don't remember. Of course, it is hard to remember what you never experienced, or what the schools haven't taught in history class. A letter was sent from a 15-year-old, blah, blah, blah. See, they're not being told. There's a letter from a 15-year-old girl to the China Daily about before the Tiananmen massacre. She says, "When the Cultural Revolution was going on, I was too small to remember anything. But when I see the pictures about the revolution on television, I feel eager to know what China was like at that time. I don't understand why millions of youths are raising Little Red Book or shouting slogans, many even with tears in their eyes. I don't understand why young people my age were so excited at torturing those gray beards at the big rallies." Now, this is just a few months before the Tiananmen Square, so maybe they took that girl's little letter and decided, well, we better tell her to shut up and stop being curious, and did that Tiananmen Square, you see? As soon as people start getting curious, they start doing their little massive purges. Okay? So, get yourself a book. Here's a good one, Chinese Wisdom, and it's just a calendar. Helen Exley, Exleeey, and the whole thing is full of Chinese wisdom. And it's real shit. It's not stuff that somebody is just repackaging, regurgitating, and I'm talking about the new Chinese who are out to basically, well, I heard that they want to go into Taiwan now, right? So I think this is where these people were from, that I went to the auction and got some stuff from some Taiwanese people. And anyway, they want to destroy everything that is cheerful, beautiful, and original, and replace it with the insipid or cartoonish or goofy or pathetic, and get rid of anything that is true. They want to replace their kind of relaxation from the historical or anything. Graybeard, this is nothing less than the never-ending story, the big nothing, the non-stop revolution to keep you unhealthy, unwise, and on everything that is good. And both the Asians, like I said, the East and the West, the beauties of it is what Bruce Lee said. He wanted to tell the world he was desperate. And this is why, because he knew that both the hideous sides were the proponents of the culture, not the beauties. So they have always been keeping people hating each other instead of learning from each other. And then when they do learn from each other, then great things have happened. And that's why they're always trying to this is what they're trying to dissolve.